getting, you're a good giver, so you'll be a great getter. Jesus taught two servants. One to the masters. He promised you the same thing I just said, that if you're that person who's a great servant, and if you make sure everybody gets what they need, and he didn't use these words, but if they get what they need all the time, and you learn their craft and make them better, then as a servant or as an intern, one day they elevate you, they call you president. That's a reality. That's the first sermon. If you give, you'll get. But the core, and I've been at many, I spoke yesterday to Dalai Lama, different from y'all, the people who came. I was, but His Holiness, and I've been, not only his speeches, but I've been to many speeches where yogis will say, give it all away. And I've seen devotees sneaking out the back door, and then he said that, like, give it all away. So that's what the monk will say. But then that's what Jesus told his disciples, just give. And if you're a great giver, then God will provide. And all of his disciples were greater at getting because they were so much greater at giving. They cared about their customers. They provided services that their customers cared for and needed, and they sold things they believed in. And they were very, and they lived, as a servant. And the servants that became presidents who had this real open idea about making sure the world was better. We couldn't possibly build a company out of nowhere unless we were really thinking about what people needed more than what you needed. The minute you start to think about what they need or how much you're going to get as your first priority, you lose focus. My examples are many of all of the artists and people who became presidents who came to me as interns. The stories of Puffy and Kevin Liles and Mike Kaiser and Julie Greenwald and Leo Cohen. These are all interns that became presidents in my life. The stories of David Geffen and Mel Rowan and the stories, so there's many of those stories in the book. But they're just great examples of good givers. And so the people who are in this room, who are committed to just really putting their head down, then they're going to get somebody's seat up here. I don't know who wants to be replaced. They don't like they give them a seat. You might have more seats. But there's no way you can't be him.
That's right.
Flower, big shirt. Does he get the most money? Only the Africans in Jamaica. Looking around you, wait. He's one of the created the idea for the deal together. It's like, we figure this out, us. I can't believe it. It's soft. But they come and they know that America offers so much opportunity. That you live in such a great space that people outside of this country and around the world living on less than $1 a day don't have the opportunity that you have.